Hey, what's going on, guys? Chun is back. I've got a 4th gen overused match for you guys today against Melvin2898. I had this match a little while back. It was actually I was hanging out on RPX one night, so it was pretty late, and I was running this team that you guys saw in my last video. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. He's leading with Metagross and I'm going with Skarm. Taunt is obvious for me since I am Taunt Skarm and I do outspeed, but he goes immediately for the explosion and I did not expect that at all. I do live it, but it left me extremely crippled and I'm not going to be able to set up anything right now since he gave himself a free switch. He takes full advantage of that by going to Infernape. So I just have to hope I can bring Skarm in later on. So I'm going to switch out, go to Swampert because I need to scout the set. And Pert's going to be the initial switch in. If he goes for Flamethrower or Fire Blast, I'll scout for the Grass Knot by going to either Zapdos or Snorlax. But he actually shows the Fire Punch, and at the time I thought I could still carry Grass. It could still carry Grass Knot. But I thought I could take one and get Stealth Rock up. But in hindsight, only Swords Dance Infernape actually carries Fire Punch. And he had no recoil either, so Empoleon does come in as I go for the Stealth Rock, and I figured the only reason he'd bring it in is because it carried Grass Knot, and I ran some calcs. He had a small chance to one-hit KO if he had the EVs from the lead set, even though it's not a lead, but he gets the one-hit KO anyway, so I was kind of kicking myself for that one, not scouting for it firsthand. But I bring Snorlax in because I know I can take any hit, and I know he's going to switch out fearing the Earthquake, so I go for the Body Slam. I figured if he stayed in, he faces possible paralysis, and in comes Machamp. It takes a good 40 to 45%, and in hindsight, he's probably not running any bulk at all, so I know the Dynamic Punch is coming, so I go to Dusknoir just to burn off the PP, and now I'm going to scout again for the payback by going to Skarmory, and I really wanted to try to set up a layer of spikes, so the Ice Punches instead, so that tells me he doesn't have payback. And I do lose Skarm, so no spikes, and I'm not going to be able to phase anybody around. So I'm going to bring Dusknoir back in, because I know he doesn't have the payback now. Ice Punch isn't going to do the job, so I went for the Will-O-Wisp and got the burn. He's not carrying Lumberry either. And I've already seen Infernape. And the two biggest switch-ins to a Dusknoir are Heatran and Infernape, since Will-O-Wisp is a common move. Not too sure why though, since it does carry Earthquake, but Dusknoir does. But anyway, I sub up, and I know since I'm behind a sub and Champ is at less than 50% and burned, Champ's going to be useless. He either had to stay in with Ape and take a huge amount, or he had to switch to one of his unrevealed guys, since Empoleon isn't an option either. So he sacks Champ, and I'm sitting pretty comfortable here. I'm figuring he's pretty desperate to break the sub, and he kind of shows it here by going to Tyranitar, and after a lot of thinking on his part in real time, but I go for the Oko. He actually shows the Dark Pulse, and I wondered if it was mixed, but I don't want this thing sticking around to find out. So the Focus Punch is most definitely going to do it. Funny, because in the live narration I said it was a 400 base power move, but it's actually a 600 base power move. So Tar goes down, and I'm figuring at this point he's going to bring out Electivire, and I'm figuring I can sub up again since Electivire won't do enough damage to me to bring me under 25%. So I decide to go for it here, but he goes for Ice Punch, predicting the ground type switch in, and he gets a crit, so I can't make the sub. And in hindsight, it kind of was a blessing in disguise. because if he was the physical attacking set and he went for Thunder Punch instead, I could make the sub, but the sand would knock me out. So at least now I can get a hit off with a Shadow Sneak before I go down, which is exactly what I do. And now he's going to Thunder Punch, figuring I don't have a ground type, which I don't. And the Shadow Sneak, I do manage to crit him back to kind of make up for the hacks, and he does take a huge amount, seeing as it's Electivire. So I'm actually getting kind of nervous here, because if he's got Cross Chop, he can hit the rest of my team hard, and Electivire outspeeds the rest of my guys, so I have to bring Zapdos in directly at this point. And I know I can take an Ice Punch since I'm physically defensive, and I didn't want to bring Snorlax in and then double switch to Zapdos, because that's meaningless damage Zapdos would take. So, and this is where Electivire failed once again. He crits me again, and it still doesn't one-hit KO. And I get off the Heat Wave and knock it out. So if he got Stealth Rock up, I would have been gone, and I would have really been in trouble. But in comes Infernape, and I'm thinking it's game. So, because I'm almost positive this thing is choiced, just based on what I was looking at earlier with no recoil and him switching out and everything. So all he had to do was click Close Combat and sweep the rest of my team, but he actually goes for Blaze Kick. And I'm wondering what manner of Infernape this is, because he's showing dual physical fire stabs. So Zapdos goes down. I bring Lax in, hoping it is choice so I can get a free Earthquake on something. And I guess he is, because he actually ends up staying in, which is very surprising. I was almost positive he'd go to Empoleon, but Ape does go down, and he's going to bring his last in, which is Empoleon. Now, I'm going to go for the Earthquake here when his Empoleon does come in, and he actually goes for Shadow Claw, I guess just for the lulz, is what I'm thinking. But he's not only shows the Shuka Berry, but he doesn't even take that much damage. It does hardly anything. It barely does a quarter. I'm not max attack, but Empoleon's physical defense isn't exactly something you hide your kids and hide your wife over either. So I'm thinking he's got some investment in defense EVs, but he's going to go for the Surf here. And this turn actually confirms my suspicion because of the defense EVs, because even that Earthquake doesn't take him out. He barely takes 50%, maybe not even that. But, so it's going to take 2 Earthquakes. Surf's really not going to do hardly anything to me, at least not enough to take me out, and the last Earthquake is going to finish the game. A game that, in my opinion, I honestly should have lost, but I just snuck by. Because if he had switched out to Empoleon initially, he would have won for sure if his Ape had the close combat, unless he didn't have it. But anyway, it was a good game. Melvin, hope to play you again sometime. And I really do want to apologize, guys, for not jump starting the Revenge Killer series. I guess I just kind of picked a bad time to start it with the holidays coming up. So I'm just going down the list, contacting as many people as I can. I do want to thank you guys who have contacted me, and I apologize for not getting back to you guys yet. Just trying to juggle everything between, work and things of that nature, but I'm not gonna not do it. I can definitely tell you that. I'm definitely doing the series because I'm excited about it. And if we don't do our battles this weekend, which I'm suspecting not because it's the holidays, then I'm hoping to get it in sometime during the next week, and I'll have another upload for the Revenge Killer series. But anyway, guys, before I start rambling too long, if you like the video, you guys know what to do, and that's pretty much it, guys. Until next episode, Chun is out. Peace.